Last night the current had cut off and I could not think of that. I have to check the system completely once again. Good morning everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. You are connected to from wherever you are. Each one of you is welcomed. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra enter that blackness as the form of all forms. Enter that blackness. How to enter the blackness? How to enter that blackness? There are three things. First, stare into blackness. This is difficult. It is easy to stare at a flame as any source of light because it is there as an object, pointed. You can direct your attention to it, to a flame, to a finger, because flame is an object, finger is an object. You is staring into the eyes of someone, it is an object. So in order to start staring and learning how to stare the darkness, you have to go through something that you can understand. And then ultimately you have to learn to stare into the darkness. At any source of light, any source of object, it is very easy. You can direct your attention to it. But darkness is not an object. It surrounds you. It is everywhere. It is all around. It's not that darkness is an object. It's not that you take a black object and you say that you are staring at darkness. I'm talking about the darkness that surrounds you all the time. When you close your eyes, it surrounds you. You are in that floating. You cannot see darkness as an object. Stare into the vacuum. All around it is there. A presence. Can you stare at a presence? No. You have never heard of staring at a presence. You can stare at someone. I am standing in front of you or I am before you. You can stare at that. But that is not the staring that I am talking about. It is all around, it is there. You just look into, feel at ease, because when you are looking into darkness or into a presence, that something that is not an object, it is very difficult. But do not ask how to do it. That's what you have to just focus, that I am looking at the darkness. When my eyes are closed in meditation, I am staring. I am looking at the darkness. The very thought will connect you, will make your focus easy. Stare into vacuum, all around it is there. The darkness, you just look into. Turn off the lights in the room. Let there be darkness all around. And you have the eyes wide open. It does not matter whether you see anything or not. You are just looking into. What are you looking into? Nothing. You are not looking any object. You are not finding anything. You will find it if somebody, you tell someone, are you crazy or what? You are not looking for anything, then why are you looking? That is what meditation is all about to begin. It will start entering into your eyes. You have the eyes closed, because when there is light, you will see so many objects all around. The purpose is not solved. When darkness is there, there is nothing to see. but your eyes are open and you start looking. This is what Meher Baba did throughout his life. He remained locked up in his room. Whether there is darkness or light, he continues to stare at the ceiling, and nothing else he did that. This meditation of enter that blackness as the form of all forms. This blackness, there are forms, different thing. I am a form. You see something, any object is a form. But darkness, in the darkness, all forms dissolve into that darkness. Ultimately, everything has to dissolve in that infinite darkness or infinite presence. Your love will dissolve into it. Your anger, your frustration, whatsoever it is, it will all dissolve at the end of the creation. That is what this destruction means. Shiva's dance of destruction, when everything dissolves from where it is born. So you are entering the blackness as form of all forms. Remain with open eyes when doing this technique in the dark night. Remain with your eyes open when you are doing this technique in the dark night, in the darkness of your room. Do not close your eyes, because with closed eyes you have a different quality, different nature of darkness. That is your own mental, but it is not the real. When the light current cuts off and you are in total darkness, and then your eyes are wide open and you are looking. What are you looking for? Nothing. I am not looking for anything. Because when you close your eyes, that is a created darkness. That is not real. I am talking to enter this technique, you have to enter the real darkness. It is not real. Really, it is a negative part. Negative part of darkness. But the darkness is simply absence of light. Just as when you look at the window and you close your eyes, you have a negative figure of the window, because with your eyes closed, you are seeing the window. When your eyes are closed, it does not mean that the window has disappeared from there. It is there. So this kind of darkness that is created is a negative darkness. All your experiences is of light. So when you close your eyes, you have a negative experience of light. With open eyes, you have a positive experience of life. When you close your eyes, the experience of light, experience of that object is negative now. Open your eyes, remain with eyes open, wide open in the darkness, and you will have a different quality of darkness, the positive darkness. That is there. A positive darkness. It has not been created. Even if you close your eyes, the darkness will be there. It's not that darkness has disappeared. It's not that darkness will come back when you open your eyes. Stare into it. Go on staring into darkness. Tears will start flowing from your eyes. Your eyes will get sore. Your eyes will feel hurt. Do not get worried. This is the process. And the moment the darkness, the real darkness, which is there, enters your eyes, it will give you a deep, soothing feeling. When the real darkness enters in you, you will be filled by it. You will not remain the same as you were before. And this entering of darkness will empty you of all negative darkness, the darkness that you have created, because the real darkness will take over the empty dark, the uncreated, the created darkness. And this entering of darkness will empty you of all your negative darkness. This is very deep phenomena. And once you get the knack of it, there is no greater beauty than this. The darkness that you have within is a negative thing. It is the absence of light. It is the absence of object. It is not the absence of light. It is against the light. It is not the darkness that Shiva is speaking of as the form of all forms. All the forms are there in it, but they are not visible to you. That kind of darkness is cosmic darkness. The real darkness is there. We are all afraid of it. We all have created many sources of light just for protection, just for security, and we live in a lighted world. We close our eyes and the lighted world reflects negatively inside. The objects, the beings, all reflect negatively inside. We have lost connection with that darkness that Shiva is talking about, the darkness that is real. We have no contact with it. We have become so much afraid of it that we turn ourselves completely away from this. We are standing with our backs to it. Last night it happened, the current had cut off. There was pitch dark. Nothing can be seen. But I, without stumbling, came out of the room and then used the washroom. No problem whatsoever, because I am not afraid of that darkness. I have lived that. That is part of me. So this will be difficult, but if you do it, it will create miracles in you. It is miraculous. It is magical. You will have a different being altogether, a different quality of life altogether. When darkness enters you, when you start entering that darkness without any fear, it will start entering you. When darkness enters you, you enter into it. It is always reciprocal, mutual. You cannot enter into any cosmic phenomena without cosmic phenomena entering you. You enter the cosmic space enters in you. And then the inner space merges in the cosmic space. It is the smaller, the micro merges into the macro. And then it appears as if the macro and micro have become one. So metaphorically we can say that the macro has merged into micro as well. This is what we have, the two stages. First, drop merges into the ocean. Then The ocean merges, appears that ocean has merged into the drop. Ocean has become drop-like. You cannot do anything about it. You cannot force any entry. If you are available, open, vulnerable, and if you give way to any cosmic realm to enter in you, then you will enter into it. It is always mutual. You enter into the cosmic presence enters in you. You cannot force it. The only thing that you can do is to allow it. It is difficult to find the real darkness in cities now. Difficult in our houses to find real darkness, but you can create. Sit down in the room, keep it closed from all sides, and turn off all the lights. With the unreal light, we have made everything unreal. Even our darkness is polluted. It is not pure. It does not matter. So whenever current cuts off, it is a great joy to me. So it is good to move to some remote place to feel the darkness. Just go to very remote village where there is no electricity. So what I do, close the room where this office is, there is no window. There are just two doors. To enter from one side, to enter into another space. So I stay there. Keep the door closed. No ray of light coming into it. And that's where I love this office, this studio more than any other room. You will just be there in that space for 1 week. To experience pure, positive darkness, you will come back a different person. Because in those 7 days of absolute darkness, all fears will vanish. All primitive fears that has been put into you. You have asked if a certain cycle of life is missed, what to do. Because when your life, the first 7 years are corrupted, all kinds of thoughts, all kind of conditioning is infused into you. Many fears, many thoughts, many conditions, all these things come in you and haunt you every moment. That's why you are not able to live your life according to the plan. So do this meditation every day. For a start with 1 week. See the difference. Then you can continue for another up to 3 weeks, 21 days. You will find you are totally a different person. Totally different person. You will come back a different person because those You will have to face those monsters. You will have to face those monsters. You will have to face your own unconsciousness. You will have to face all those things that have been infused into you. The whole humanity it will be as if you are passing through the whole passage that has passed, a tunnel of life that you have passed through, you are passing through, and deep from your unconscious layers to the present state, many things will start arising out of you, out of fear. You may leave that, may be tempted to leave that. Trust it. Trust my words. And you feel still afraid, give me a call that I am going into this meditation now. It does not matter how many people. The whole passage that you have passed through, and deep from your unconscious, many things will emerge. They will look real. You may get afraid, scared, because they will be so real, and they are just your mental creations, mental projections. At times, the persons send me a message and saying that I am totally confused, I don't know what it is. I feel that I am getting crazy. So sometimes unconsciously you are being carried in those moments. Now you are entering those moments consciously. Many madness in our mad asylum are suffering not from anything else but just from our primitive fears that are inside us, and they have erupted. The fear is there. The madman is afraid, scared. Every moment of his life, are you not afraid? Every moment as you move forward, a thought you are going to meet someone strange or you have never met before, will there not be fear arising in you? And we do not know how to allow those primitive fears to evaporate from you. And if the growth pattern first 7 years of your life have not been left uncorrupted, many fears have entered in you, and you want to know how to overcome those. This is the way. For 21 days, start with first 7 days. So, if the madman can be helped to meditate on darkness, madness will disappear. And for that matter, everyone, as he moves, as I see around, is nothing else, is no one else but a madman or a mad woman in his own rights. Continue this meditation of darkness as a great technique to transform your life into darkness. Nowhere this technique has been practiced. That's why one country that I love the most, and whenever I get an opportunity, I would like to be again. That country is Japan. In Japan, do they work on little towards this with their madmen? They behave absolutely different. If someone goes neurotic or psychotic, the Japanese method is to allow him to live in isolation for 3 weeks to 6 weeks, as the case may be, and they just allow him to live in total isolation. No doctor, no psychoanalyst goes to him, food is supplied, he is not allowed to talk to anyone. So how long will you continue remain talking to yourself? Many times you see there is no one and you are talking to someone who. Is not this a kind of madness? His needs are being taken care of, but he is left all alone. In the night, there is no light, there is darkness, and he is alone. How more mad can he be? In the night there is no light, darkness, and he are alone. In one of the poems in 17th century, Thomas Gray, elegy written in a country churchyard. He writes it beautifully. It's a long elegy written in a country churchyard. It is a dusk time. The cattle are returning to the night is falling. It is dusk. There is dust flying. The cattle are returning to their native place of rest. The curfew tolls the knell of the parting day. The lowly wind slowly homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world unto me in this darkness. Thomas Gray writes that. It's a beautiful poem. The curfew tolls the knell of the parting day. There are bells around the neck of the cattle. They are making the noise. So the poetic expression is, the curfew tolls the knell of the parting day. The sound of the bells that are hanging around the neck of cattle is like a curfew, tolls the knell of the parting day. The lowly wind slowly homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world unto me. Explaining as he passing through the graveyard that maybe here a Hamden, a very prominent person would have been lying in this grave. He stumbles to it. This is a beautiful poem. Read it. I love to read it again and again whenever I get a chance. The curfew tolls the knell of the parting day. The lowly wind homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world unto me in darkness. It is a 4-line quatraint, and there are many in that. Boast of heraldry, pomp of power, all that. This, I do not recall the complete line. So in Japan, in the night, there are no lights, the person is left alone, suffering of course, passing through many phases, every care is taken, but no companionship is given to him. How many times you would like to remain? You spend time alone, talking to no one. And when I asked someone this, the person responded, when you and I are together, what is there to talk? I have nothing to talk to you. It is two presences that are merging into one another. And not merging, they have merged into one another. So no companionship is given to the person. Now this person is with me, but there is no talk. So as if the person is there, but there is no companionship. He has to face his own madness. But here you are facing your presence, which is not your presence alone, but a cosmic presence now. In that, what is there remain to talk? Immediately, he has to face his own madness, immediately and directly. And within 3 to 6 weeks, the madness starts disappearing. Nothing has been done really. He has simply left alone. This is the only measure that has been taken and can be taken. This is one of the very important meditation. I will continue on this in the next week when the sessions begin. Until then, with trusting in the words, start practicing this. So by the time you come back, many things become clear.